Hi guys, I thought I would do a review of the Carl Zeiss Cinemizer OLED goggles for use as FPV goggles. This is the box that you get. I'm not going to do an unboxing because I think that they're pretty boring, but you know, it's pretty much a nice box that your goggles come in. There's the reverse, and you can clearly see it's for FPV because this guy here is flying his quad. Yeah. Okay, and of course, all the time that I've been to the dentist, you know, they've put cinemizers on my face and have shown me explicit pictures of surgery. Anyway, so moving on. Here are the goggles themselves. Kind of funky looking, very futuristic. They work really nice on your head. Sit very comfortably. They're a corded goggle, as you can see from the right arm, and the arms themselves are sprung, so they've got a little bit of give if you've got a big fat head. You'll notice that the arms themselves have these clips on, and these clips move forwards and backwards, and they're ear retention clips. So what they do is you pull them to the back, put it on your head, and push these to the back behind your ears, and that effectively locks the goggles onto your face. And I have to say they work really well. I've not had a problem with them, and I don't really think that the goggles are going to fall off your face unless you start running about. They are a tad plastic, you know, given the price. So I guess, you know, you're paying the price for the optics as opposed to everything else. I mean, they're pretty good. I think they're relatively robust. You wouldn't want to be throwing them around the place, but they're not. You know, I think that, you know, if you're spending that kind of money on goggles like this, you should be looking after them. So it's kind of irrelevant, I think. You know, just take good care of them, and you can do so by ensuring that you put them in the case that they provide. And they also supply some lens wipes for you too. So just continuing with the goggles themselves, the bridge of the nose has a rubber piece there which is interchangeable. So if you've got a small nose, big nose, hook nose, whatever, you're going to find something that will fit. And then the really cool thing about them, apart from the whole OLED, is that the each eye is individually adjustable with these dials on either side, and effectively what it's doing is it's moving the magnification of the screen closer or away from your eye. So if you wear prescription glasses, then you can effectively take the glasses off and wear these and not have any issue. In fact, I'm a little bit long-sighted and my left eye is a bit more than my right, and that works perfectly for me, so I'm really happy with that. These little holes here, these are for supplied earbuds that come with the cinemizers, so that if you're watching TV from a HDMI connection, or perhaps your iPhone, the sound can come straight through the cinemizer, so you haven't got to wear two items. It's all contained in one. So that's basically the goggles. And the cord comes down to this unit, which is the battery pack. And just talking about battery life for a moment, they state that there's about 2.5 hours for HDMI use, and up to 6 hours for AV input, which is what we would use for FPV. I can safely say I've used them for about 4.5 hours without charging, and it's still got some juice left. So I would say for, you know, a good flying session, they're going to hold up out in the field. I don't see any reason why you would want to necessarily charge them out there, other than, you know, if these were your only means of viewing out of a camera, then I would suggest you take one of, you know, little portable iPhone charger type things, just in case. But yeah, generally I don't think you'd have a problem with that. So you've got a power button which you just push and hold, and you'll see that power light comes on. and also a battery indicator, which is green, and green means that you've got pretty much full battery. It goes to amber, it goes to red, and it indicates obviously a lower charge in the battery. This is a jog dial. This changes the volume and also changes some settings within the glasses themselves. You can't change certain things within the glasses. So for example, you can't actually change the general overall brightness of the screen. That's done by the Cinemizers themselves, and to be honest, that's perfectly fine. You can change the brightness in the right eye, either more or less than the left eye, which I guess could be handy if I don't know, you've got one eye shut or something. But anyway, the other kind of settings are more for 3D. So if you're watching 3D movie through a HDMI connection, then you've got some various settings, you know, for side by side and top and bottom and all that sort of stuff. But generally you don't really need to touch anything in here. The only other setting in there is a contrast, where it has a normal and a high range. I have it on the high range and it works really well. Gives good definition of colours, and black is black, for example, which you'd expect from an OLED screen. You've got the mini USB input here, which is a charging port, so you can charge it from your computer, you can charge it from you know, a mobile phone adapter, or as I said, you know, one of those little portable batteries you can get for your phone or iPhone type thing. And then you've got an AV in, which is same jack as what you have on the Fat Sharks, and that is what we use for FPV. At the bottom there is a HDMI, proprietary connector, which slots onto the caddy, which is basically just a HDMI connector. I use that for Xbox, and that's really cool. It works really well, and yeah, it works really good. So in terms of quality in terms of picture quality, so a couple of things have to be assumed. Number one, we're not talking about goggles being, you know, an all-rounder ground station type goggle. We're just talking about the goggles in terms of how well they perform as a monitor. We're also going to assume that, you know, you've got good antenna and good video system already, so you're getting the best quality that you can out of your excuse me, out of your video. So with all that to that one side, I have to say, so far nothing compares to these. They're very, very, very good. When I say they're very good, what I mean by that is the color representation is fantastic. The brightness that it handles itself is fantastic. The contrast is really good. It is very good. So you know, as I say, if you've got a good camera, if you've got a good video system, then so for example, when you're looking at the clouds and then flick down to the ground and back to the clouds again, the contrast and the saturation of the picture is very, very good. I was a little bit worried and concerned that these are, you know, they are effectively a widescreen format. So it takes an SD image and does that with it. So effectively, there's scaling going on, and I wondered about on-screen displays and you know, picture quality. But I was surprised. OSD was as crisp as Fat Shark Dominators, without a doubt. And I know this because I have a pair of Fat Shark Dominators, so I can tell you that for sure. In terms of the widescreen format, they also Foxtech Skyzones, they're widescreen. Now, these are a good goggle, without a doubt, and they all have their own different attributes, but just in terms of picture, there is scaling on this, and you see it, and you do see it on the OSD. The OSD is absolutely readable. Let's not take that away from the goggle themselves, but you can see that there has been upscaling, and it's just not the same as the Carl Zeiss. So, what I would say is this: if you're not in the market for an all-round ground station type goggle like the Fat Sharks, like the Foxtech Skyzones, then the best goggle available at the moment is definitely the Carl Zeiss Cinemizer OLED. It really is another level in the picture quality. But I do have to say, it's my opinion, and you know, my video setup is going to be different from yours. You know, my video quality will be slightly different from yours. It could be worse, it could be better, and all of those will have relevance as to what this shows, because this can only show you, and let's be honest, any of the goggles can only show you what video image you're receiving back to your ground station. So it's all down to antenna, it's all down to frequency, and once that's all in place, definitely, without a doubt, these are the goggles to have. And the one thing that you must get with them is the Cinemizer eye shield. Obviously people would think about doing a ski mask mod on these. I absolutely wouldn't. And the reason I wouldn't is because of these things. Essentially, they, if I could put it on the right way, like a plonker. Okay, so these just clip on, just like that, okay? And I would say they cut 99% of sunlight out, really. You know, there's always a little tiny little gap, but there's a little gap in the Dominators, and there's a gap out through the Skyzones, okay? But with these on, and with the ear retention clips, I don't see any reason to modify these goggles at all into a ski mask. And certainly when you buy them, you know, for the warranty, you don't want to be messing with the arms, really. I mean, you know, I think because of the way the you can adjust individually the eyes, and because of the sunshade now, I don't see why you'd want to do a goggle mod. Yeah, I think you're just probably ending causing yourself more grief. And I don't think you need to worry about power either. I think the power is, you know, really ample, unless you're doing, you know, a mammoth session. And then if you're doing a mammoth session, well, you know, you've probably thought about how you're going to charge these things and how these things are going to work for you, and you know, you've probably got a way to charge in the field anyway. But if you're in the market for goggles, if you don't have anything else, and you've got a backpack ground station or a case ground station or something, and you just want some really, really good goggles to get the best quality image, then I can't recommend these enough. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. There's going to be a lot more reviews. I'm going to do a review of the Carl Zeiss against the Flat Shot Dominators and against the Skyzone from Foxtech. I'm going to see if I can actually record the image through there. I've got an idea of how I could do that. So look out for that one, and lots of other reviews coming and flights. So yeah, take it easy, and see you soon.